We have something new from our friends at Hunkydory, and this is called A Touch of Shimmer. It's done on a different kind of paper. Yeah.
It is. It's a pearlescent shimmering silk finish, and it's on every piece that's in the kit.
And then on top of that, you've got the foiling on every piece, so that works nicely. As a matter of fact, we have lots to show you. Come play with us. And here is the A Touch of Shimmer, and this is a luxury card kit, so you know there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Right.
So let's take a look. You do get the inspiration.
And really, these are some amazing cards on that inspiration sheet. I mean, I would definitely duplicate some of those.
Yeah, and on the back side, there are two what we would think of as engineered cards in this set. One is a fancy edge easel. Now you're going to get 4 of those.
Right.
And then there's another that is called a Floral Dream that has acetate, and you get enough for 4 of those.
Correct.
But let's look at the toppers. So the silk finish is the paper, and it's just a really smooth, silky look.
Right.
And there's the foiling. And
It's just got a kind of a light shine to it, a sheen, really.
Very pretty. Now the foiling isn't on every sheet. I misspoke. It's on all of the die cut sheets.
Right,
So,
and lots of the, and then you get 8 on the adorable scorable too. So you get lots of it.
In cases like this is a piece, then there is a frame, and then a third piece. So that is going to happen sometimes. So you can see lots of flowers.
Those colors.
Yeah, very, very pretty, very fresh. This is a fun idea to have 9 of these on one sheet. It just gives you that art and the messages.
And I like this because you could take all of those and make a nice big note card set out of those really simply if you wanted to.
You could. And again, we've got butterflies, bicycles, little bits of several things.
This goes into the fancy edge easel cards. So there are 4 sheets, different colors. Oh,
I guess that got separated.
In with the card toppers.
Well, you can see there'll be others later.
There
Here's another of the easel, and there's an pretty. Isn't that pretty?
Look at those tabs.
Then this is some more. I don't know why it's a smaller sheet, but it is.
Card toppers.
And then this is more of that fancy edge.
So here's getting into those engineered cards. So one sheet is all you need to complete one of these fancy edge easel cards. There's going to be 4 finishes. And then we get into the Floral Dream cards. And these are the pieces that you're going to use to embellish the Floral Dream cards. There's a few sheets that have all of these different beautifully silver gilded or silver edged, etc.
And I know you can't see this, but there are 4 of these acetate cards that you'll talk about in a minute. And here is the structure.
Bases and all the pieces that you need to complete 4 of those Floral Dream cards.
So you get different colors, which is always nice.
You can really see that pearlescent finish on those really well, actually. You can really see
Very
that shine.
pretty, yes. So it has kind of a silky feel. And then another few sheets of embellishments that you're going to add in those.
Color-coordinated embellishments for those. Wait till you see what that looks like.
And then we get into the adorable scorable, and there are 8 sheets that are foiled, and the foiling might be on the edges like that. It might be at the top or the bottom.
And these are so nice just for, you can cut them in half or use them in quarters, little strips, or using separate artwork entirely for your cards. I just think it's just a beautiful look. All of their
Foiling
artwork
is just great, yes.
Foiling is great, and Hunkydory artwork is just really gorgeous.
And then there are 8 sheets that are on the silky paper but are not foiled, and so you can see again,
which is kind of nice. They're printed without the foil, but you still get that nice shimmery look. This is a really great set.
Yeah, and they only do this, gosh, I don't even think it's once a year. It might be once every 18 months. It's a more expensive paper, and so they only do it seldomly, so that just makes it even more special. And then you also get a total of 8 envelopes, and these are to fit the engineered cards that we'll be showing you. So Touch of Shimmer. So let's
look at a project.
Let's
and we'll
get into
move
goodies.
These out of the way.
So here is our typical 5 by 6.5 inch card. It's using the adorable scorable for the background, and you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3 of the toppers on top. Nice that they have the messages.
And they're foam taped in place, really simple to do, and then just add some of those beautiful jewel dazzles.
And throughout the set, we've added some of the silver jewel border dazzles. The silver is the same reflective quality as the foiling that Hunkydory's done.
And I think, are we getting the foam tape too?
Yeah, the foam tape that we're doing in the offer is this. There are 400 squares. They are 1/4 of an inch square, so they're nice for smaller pieces, and you can use it for larger also.
Great.
What I also like is on the inside. I think this is a really nice way. Just cut a rectangle of the adorable scorable, use more of your toppers, make them flat or put them on foam tape, and add the border dazzles, and you are done.
Yeah, easy. They're quick to make cards, and you can move on to another one.
But they don't look quick to make.
No, they don't. They're just gorgeous.
Now this is another one that has multiple frames, so you can see that this is all one piece on the die cut sheet, but there are actually 3 of them.
So the outer frame has been glued in place, and the inner piece and the additional frame have been, they've left intact and foam taped up above, so those are actually raised up a little bit.
And then a little message, it's just to say.
Very
and
sweet.
Very pretty. And then on the inside, little strips of that silky parable. Yes.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
And thank you, it says. Very, very sweet. Just and easy, and yet remarkable when the envelope is opened.
And these are nice springy looks. They're just really happy.
Here is another, and this is really a great example of those multiple layers, and you can see there's one here, and then there's a missing one, which you can use elsewhere.
Right, you can use like around a photo on a scrapbook page or something like that. I love that the large piece is actually going off the edge of the fold. It just adds extra interest to the card.
And it's fun to have the accent, the message, offset, and so that works nicely. Now this isn't going to fit into the envelope, so this would be either something you would hand deliver or tuck into a gift, or make a bigger envelope. That's your choice.
So that's just a really sweet look. I love the adorable scorable has got the beautiful branches. They're sort of framing that little sentiment there. Nice
Again,
look.
we've added more of the silver border dazzles. This one doesn't have an inside made. Now, we talk about card making, and that's a really easy application, but scrapbookers, they are good for you too.
They sure
now,
are.
this is the Artful Watercolor paper, and you can look at what that's doing as a mat.
Isn't
just
that beautiful?
A beautiful look.
So you have one piece of the adorable scorable. That's the pink that you're seeing along with this beautiful border. On the other side of that piece, this is one of the die cut borders.
Okay.
So just place that on the other side so it coordinates well. This photo has been matted on some of the papers from the Artful Watercolors paper pad.
And again, this is 2 of the circles. They're just treated as one here, but you could have lifted off this outer one and used it to frame a photo.
Separately.
And we've got butterflies fluttering, and look at the corners.
I love the corner pieces. So a little embellishment or something you can pop out from outside of one of those other die cuts and use them as corner brackets really on your page.
And this is just, and isn't this just perfect journaling? When I saw you, I fell in love. You smiled because you knew. That's great, just great.
That's great. They have great sentiments. They have all kinds of sentiments, so they're always good for all kinds of occasions.
So very, very
all within
sweet.
one kit. That's what I like about them. It's not all birthday. It's all sorts of
it's a
events.
mix.
And,
Now, here's one of our fancy edge cards. So when you pop that out, you'll punch out all those little pieces, and it's pretty easy. You're not gonna, but this has kind of a pyramid on it. So you can see, there you go.
Stack those up with foam tape, paper towel style. It's very easy to match those images. So you're going to do that first on that front piece. Let me just show you real quickly. So here is that piece. There's another one with the hummingbird. So I've matched those pieces. You can see it just doesn't really get very thick either. You've just got a little bit of
because they're pretty thin, right?
So this is the top piece. And then the back piece, the back panel, looks like this. You're going to have the artwork facing up. And they match each other perfectly. The piece that's going to connect them is right here. So this is another piece that I popped out. It's already scored. It's scored at the bottom and at the top. You can see that I've placed Ultra Tape on the outside of this piece and on the opposite side of this piece. Now I have to look at my notes to make sure I go. So this is going to be the base. I'm going to do this first, and I'm going to make sure that I do this right. Okay. So if I hold it like this.
You're talking to you, right?
Yeah. Now you can listen to me. So okay. I've got the Ultra Tape on the top here. I've got it on the bottom here. I want to attach this one right up towards the top. I'm going to drop down about 1/8 of an inch from there. If I fold this, it's going to end up right there. So why don't I do it that way?
Right.
I'll remove the covering from that Ultra Tape. Boy, Ultra Tape is so handy for this. It stays on, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to center it this way. I'm going to drop down about 1/8 of an inch below that. Try to keep it kind of straight and press it on. Okay, so that was already scored, so I didn't have to measure where to fold that down. So now it looks like this, and you're thinking, how's that going to work? Well, you fold it down like that.
It's going to work perfectly.
Then I'm going to fold this up, okay? So now I basically have an S fold, or a Z really there. Okay, fold that up, remove the other strip of Ultra Tape from this side. I need to sort of hold that in place. And now I'm going to line this up with the front of the card. Okay. I found it easiest to do if I started at the bottom. I sort of line those up as close as I can get it. Hold on to this, take my finger out and press it down. And now it's going to pop up just like an easel.
Show the side of it.
That.
There you go.
So it's still got that sort of that Z shape on that hinge, and you can see it from here that it looks like that. So it looks nice. And you can just foam tape a little sentiment there, like this card.
As a matter of fact, we have that done right there. So simply foam tape that up. You may even want to use 2 layers, or just a, whatever is going to hold it.
Something's going to hold that.
And it's just going to hold it like that.
I love the cut work around that.
Isn't that
that's
pretty?
Kind of fun to pop all those little pieces out, and then it makes it airy.
And that's why you can't do it the way we would normally do an easel, because you would have a whole top, and you want to be able to see through that, all of that filigree work. So it's going to just rest right there. Beautiful. Wishing you a very happy birthday is what this one says. I love the colors of this. Just,
I do too.
Oh, so pretty.
Purples, and this is sort of an emerald color.
And we did have to add purple jewel dazzles. That's just what we do. Now we have the other intricate card, or engineered card. This is called the
Floral Dream card.
Look at this.
They think that it's kind of dreamy because you're looking through that acetate at those different levels.
It's kind of a window.
Isn't that beautiful?
Okay, so this is going to start with a base.
Starts with a base that looks like this, and it is scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. If you start at the top.
The top would be the wider piece.
Yes, the wide piece is at the top, the skinniest score down to the skinniest score line down at the bottom, and I start with a mountain fold, and then I just do accordion fold from there. So mountain, valley, mountain, valley. So just like an accordion
stair
fold.
steps.
Yep. So just like that, and look at it, makes those nice stair steps, and you can use your thank you. You can use your bone folder to really get that nice and flat. And I wouldn't do it only on the front. I would also turn it over and do it on the back, so I can get those bottom folds as well. And that's really gonna help it to sit flat for you. So I'm going to hold on to that.
Okay.
And so there are your stair steps. The next thing you do is take all of those great little pieces. They were the embellishments. It had a whole sheet full of different kinds of embellishments. And when you pop them out, you can start taping or gluing them in place like this.
It was these sheets.
That's right. Looks like
so that's just got a ton of flowers on it.
And they're color coordinated, so find the one that matches the piece that you're using. Start popping them on there. The instructions say, and the instructions are very good Hunkydory instructions. They work very well. You stick them on the last step and on the middle step. Don't stick them on the front step yet. Get them on the center and the back step. And I did that with this one. It's a different color, but it's the same paint piece, you've got those stair steps, and I've foam taped and taped them on in place and got a nice couple of little rows. And you can make any sort of little design you want, even with the butterflies. Then you'll see that I have ultra tape on the front of this, and it's just really in the center, that's fine. And on the back, sort of down toward the bottom somewhere. It doesn't have to be right on the edge. So I've got foam, or did I say foam tape?
No, you said ultra tape.
Ultra tape on both of those, because now I'm going to attach the acetate card.
Okay.
So this piece is scored right in the center. I am going to go ahead and make that a nice fold. I'm going to make sure the edges match down here. The score is already there. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and make it nice and flat. And this attaches to the front and back of your card. It's going to be just like that.
Which is why you use the ultra tape.
Right.
Okay.
So if I remove it from the back, and let me turn this over to the back side. If I remove the ultra tape from the back, then I'll fold this down and just align the bottom of the acetate with the bottom of the back of your card.
Okay.
You get that
It's
straight.
designed to fit.
Put that on there. I know you can see the ultra tape. Don't worry about that for right now. Turn that over to the front. Remove the covering, and you're just going to allow this to, if this is all pushed down and this is just, you should just be able to sit it right down and press it in place without having to do any more alignment. So now you've got a card that does this.
Right.
It's covered on the front and the back, and you can see that acetate going all the way up. To cover the tape that you see through there and there, they give you a couple of little strips for that.
Well,
so I can just take, I love
clever.
this, my stick red tape dispenser. Very simply, just add a little bit of something on there and place that right on the front, so that makes a nice cover. Then you add more flowers to the front of it, and you do the same on the back. You can do the same right there on the back. And one more thing.
I was going to say, but you're not done.
There's a topper piece, which I think they called the roof or the ceiling.
Oh.
I can't quite remember now. And you can use ultra tape just for our, for doing this quickly. I'm just going to put a little tape on here so that I can do it quickly. And I'm just going to set that, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to set that right on top of the acetate, just like that, until the folds are together, and then just squeeze it. And there you go.
So it kind of finishes it.
It does. You've got that nice little roof line. You've got a place to put a sentiment,
Right.
add some butterflies.
And I like how you can have the butterflies kind of floating in midair, going onto the acetate. And you've added some flowers at the bottom, another sentiment. And so you have this window just peeking into the garden.
Right.
Just really
I do like
sweet.
using foam tape on some of those. Make sure you use foam tape on some of them. It really gives you
Right.
some dimension and added interest.
Just gorgeous. Love to have the
Isn't that
engineered
beautiful?
cards in. Now we do have one more card. It's using the toppers, and look what this is. This is
Beautiful.
using the frame pop-out die cut cards. So you get 4 cards, 4 envelopes, and here's what you do is you just put the adorable scorable,
Right.
of course dazzles. We've got one of the toppers only on the left side with a sentiment.
Of that gatefold.
Right, and then when we open it up, this is going to just pop right out, just like so.
Isn't
It's
that
all
beautiful?
one piece.
Right, and there are paper patterns
Right.
that are downloadable for this on the website when you buy the
set
pop
of-
out,
right.
the pop out card. The
Right.
I think it's a label frame pop out.
It's the frame pop out.
Frame pop out
Right.
card, and so they're easy to trace and then cut out your adorable scorable to place on there.
And
Just
this
beautiful.
stands up, as you can see.
It's
There's-
quite a statement. It's really
It
beautiful.
is. It really is. It's just a really pretty, fun card.
I was thinking that these were dazzles around the edge of here, but I was thinking, how did she make her dazzles go around the? Oh, that's stickles.
Oh,
so
silver
stickles
stickles.
around the edge. Very simple. Some
Okay.
nice glitter glue to add some sparkle.
So we just
to the
pulled
edges.
everything silver,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Well, she pulled out all the stops.
There we go. So very gorgeous, very fun. And each of them is really not difficult to do, not
Right.
terribly time consuming, but wow,
Yeah.
you've got some gorgeous things when you're all done, and lots of options and lots of variety.
And lots of shimmering silk all over the place. So
Say that quickly.
beautiful. So that's the Touch of Shimmer Hunkydory kit.
Exactly.